All right, guys, what's up? So, got the engine out of the truck. Going to pull the other head and drop the oil pan. Start pulling pistons. See what we got going on. And here's a look. Transmission's still in it. Everything's blown apart. So, I'm disassembling the engine. Go through the pistons. Drain the oil. Did notice some metal in the oil, so I think that rod was definitely causing some trouble. So I'll bring y'all back after I get it disassembled and let y'all know what I find. All right, so got the head off. Notice that these two pistons are the same. That one's a different piston and that one's the same. When I first got this engine, this cylinder had so much rust in it, the piston was rusted so bad that I swapped it out. And you can see all the pitting that was in that cylinder. I'm trying to put a picture up of how bad it was when I first got it. I didn't care, slammed it together and it ran 10s. So got both heads off now. Going to pull the oil pan and start pulling pistons and checking the pistons and the rods and bearings, and probably gonna clean everything, dingle ball hone it, put some piston ring gap in all of them, and slam it back together and get it back in the truck. The head looks fine, everything looks even, this hose running rich, but that's why that cylinder always had low compression, about 125. The rest of them's about 170, 150. But yeah, it ran 10, so I don't care. I'll bring y'all back after I get the oil pan dropped and start pulling some pistons out. Stay tuned. All right, so I got the pan off, got all the pistons out. Only found the one broke piston, and I don't know if you can see it, but it has a slight bend to it right here. So all the other pistons, everything looks fine. Trying to figure out where the metal came from. It could have just been from where that piston was bent, and it's like it was hitting the crank just a little bit right there. But I am gonna pull the mains and just look at them. I've already pulled this one, looked fine. Pull the rest of them. Everything else checks out. Probably just gonna slam a piston in it and set it back in the truck. So gotta figure out which one of these crusty dudes is gonna be next in line. But all the bearings look fine, so everything looks good. So gonna check the main bearings. Cam looks fine, not worried about the cam bearings. Flush it out and start putting it back together. All right, check the main bearings, they look good enough for me, so I went ahead and ran a dingle ball through all the cylinders, cleaned up that cylinder that the piston broke in. Still have these cylinders. I want that. Could look better, but here's what it is. So about to start throwing pistons in. Got a piston out, cleaned it up, got the rings. So about to start dropping pistons in and get everything put back together and hopefully get it set back in the truck. So I'll update y'all when I get the pistons in, the oil pan on, and start to get the heads ready. All right, stay tuned. So got the oil pan on now. Everything's buttoned up down there. Pistons in. There's the cylinder that had the broke piston. So about to clean the surfaces up and put the heads on, torque everything down, and hopefully get it set back in the truck. So probably the next update y'all see here in a few minutes will be hopefully it running in the truck if everything goes well. So give me a few more minutes and we'll see how this thing's gonna run. All right, so got it in the truck. Only have a couple of things left to do. Got to get the crossover put on, water pump, alternator, get the belt on, get fluids in it, get the wastegate exhaust and turbo exhaust on, plugs in it. That's really all I got left to do. I believe I'm gonna be done for tonight, so I want to go ahead and upload this video like it is. Took it out, rebuilt it, put it back in just a couple of days. So feel pretty good about it. Next video I put out will be it running for sure. So I'll let y'all know how it runs. We'll see how much compression it's got in these cylinders, and we'll see how it runs, see how much blow by it has. But I appreciate y'all watching. Like I said, this is a couple of days. Broke piston, found the problem, took it out, put a piston in it, went through everything, put it back together and back in the truck here in just 2 days. So I appreciate y'all watching, and the next video we'll fire this thing up, and then after that we're going to start our winter upgrades, which are going to include intercooler. Still haven't made my mind up yet. I go back and forth between air to air and air to water, so I guess stay tuned to see what we're going to end up going with. I appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one.